Greetings, greetings. All praise to the Godhead. This morning I bring to you the removed books, the books of Esther that were removed from the main body of the Bible. I also revert you back to Revelation chapter 22 and verse, I believe it's 18. For those that take away from my word and add to my word, I will also take their names away from the book of life. So I'm just here to offer you proof that these chapters were removed. Chapter 10, chapter 11, chapter 12, chapter 13, chapter 14, chapter 15, chapter 16. They were all removed from the main body of the Bible, from the book of Esther. Let me start this read. I'm just gonna hit a little bit of it, just to see what we're missing out on. See why it was so significant that they removed it. God ain't gonna let him hide that bad. When he wants to know something, we're gonna know it. Esther chapter 10, verse 1. Then Mardocheus said, God, have they done these things? For I remember a dream which I saw concerning these matters, and nothing thereof hath failed. A little pond became a river, and river was light, and the sun, and much water. This river is Esther, whom the king married and made queen. And the two dragons are I and Ammon. And the nations were those that were assembled to destroy the name of the Jews. And my nation is this Israel, which cried to God and were saved, for the Lord hath saved his people. And the Lord hath delivered us from all those evils. And God hath wrought signs and great wonders, which have not been done among the Gentiles. Therefore hath he made two lots. One for the people of God, and another for all the Gentiles. Are you listening? And these two lots came at the hour and time and day of judgment before God among all nations. So God remembered his people and justified his inheritance. Therefore those days shall be unto them in the month of Adar, the 14th and 15th day of the same month, with an assembly and joy, and with gladness before God, according to the generations forever among his people. Chapter 11, verse 1. In the 4th year of the reign of Ptolemy and Cleopatra, Deucetheus, who said he was a priest and Levite, and Ptolemy, his son, brought his apostle of Firm, which they said was the same at that Lysimachus, the son of Ptolemies, that was in Jerusalem, had interpreted it. In the second year of the reign of Artaxerxes the Great, in the first day of the month Nisan, Mardochus, the son of Jairus, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Sisei, of the tribe of Benjamin, had a dream, who was a Jew, and dwelt in the city of Susei, and a great man, being a savior in the king's court. He was also one of the captives, which Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, carried. It wasn't Nebuchadnezzar. This is another name. And I just said it. He's the king of Babylon. Our ancestors went through a great deal of slavery, bro. It seemed like their whole existence was slavery. You know, I like to read something about when they was in charge. When they was in charge. Because they was there. God didn't take nothing. You hear me? He didn't take it. He put you back in captivity. I guess he could just he'd keep you in captivity. He got tired of us. That's why we've been in captivity for 107 years, and he got sick of it. But he vowed not to put us in captivity no more. Okay. He was also one of the captives, which Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, carried from Jerusalem with Jeconias, king of Judea. And this was his dream. Behold, a noise of tumult, with thunder and earthquakes, and uproar in the land. And behold, two great dragons came forth, ready to fight, and their cry was great. And at their cry, all nations were prepared to battle, that they might fight against the righteous people. And lo, a day of darkness and obscurity. Ooh, darkness. Tribulation and anguish, affliction and great uproar upon earth. He said upon earth. So darkness did happen. It happened in my lifetime, but it happened back then. It happened a lot back then. It just didn't happen in my lifetime, all at one time, that I can remember or that I've heard about or researched. And the whole righteous nation was troubled, fearing their own evils, and were ready to perish. Then they cried unto God, and upon their cry, as it were from a little fountain, was made a great flood, even much water. The light and the sun rose up, and the lowly were exalted and devoured the glorious. Now when Mardochus, who had seen this dream, and what God had determined to do, was awake, he bare this dream in mind, and until night by all means was Darius to know it. No wonder they ain't got this stuff in the main book. Chapter 12 now, Esther. And Mardochus took his rest in accord with Gobatha and Thara, and two eunuchs of the king, and keepers of the palace. And he heard their devices, and searched out their purposes, and learned that they were about to lay hands upon Artaxerxes, their king. And so he certified the king of them. Then the king examined the two eunuchs, and after that they had confessed it, they were strangled. And the king made a record of these things, and Mardochus also wrote thereof. So the king commanded Mardochus to serve in the court, and for this he rewarded him. Howbeit Amon, the son of Amad Athos, the Agite, Agagite, Agagite, who was in great honor with the king, sought to molest Mardochus and his people because of the two eunuchs of the king, sought to molest them. Ooh, boy, it's still been going on for ever since the Garden of Eden, I see. Ever since the Garden of Eden. Chapter 13 now. The copy of the letters was this. The great king Artaxerxes writeth these things to the princes and governors that are under him from India unto Ethiopia, and 127 provinces. After that I became lord over many nations, and had dominion over the whole world. Not lifted up with presumption of my authority, but carrying myself always with equity and mildness. I purpose to settle my subjects continually in a quiet life, and making my kingdom peaceable and open for passage to the utmost coast, to renew peace which is desired of all men. The king's son, wasn't it? Now when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass, Aman, A-M-A-N, Aman then excelled in wisdom among us, and he was approved for his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity, and had the honor of the second place in the kingdom. Declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people. Let's see who this malicious people are. That had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms honorably intended by us cannot go forward. There's only one foe that was scattered across the planet. That's us. That's us. Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, differing in the strange manner of their laws, and evil affected to our state, working all the mischief they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established. Therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Amon, who is ordered over the affairs, and is next unto us, shall all with their wives and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies, without all mercy and pity, the 14th day of the 12th month, Adar, of this present year. So Adar used to be the 12th month. Adar was the last month. And you know what? He had me make a postcard to that effect. And I'm not lying. Adar was the last month of the year. And it's right here in the Apocrypha. He had me make that on the leap year. And I put 2 there because it was an extra Adar there because it was a leap year. 13 months. I ain't making this stuff up. I got it downstairs posted in my man cave. Little people used to tear my signs down that I had posted on the front of the house. Tear them down, leave them in the yard, tear them down, throw them in the garage. One of them, somebody tore one off the front of the house one time and balled it all up. And it was laying down under the snow. It snowed. It snowed 5, 6 inches, whatever. And I found it when the snow receded. And I kept it downstairs on my wall downstairs. The devil's something, boy. The devil's something and his minions. He's something. I had to put a camera out in front of my house to see who was taking stuff. But I couldn't see nothing else. Ain't no more of them disappeared. Once I had the camera out there, no more of them disappeared. Because folks knew I was watching. Yeah. Let's see. Man. They always talking about destroying God's people. Let me read that again. That's verse 6. 6 is a number for the creation of man, too. Numbers mean everything. Numbers mean everything. Therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Amon, who is ordained over the affairs, and is next unto us, shall all with their wives and their children be utterly destroyed. And this is in the Apocrypha, in the book of Esther, that they removed from the Holy Bible. They removed a lot of stuff from the Bible that's scary. Scary and truthful. And if people had read this stuff earlier, boy, they would be, we don't want nothing to do with no sin. I don't want nothing to do with no sin. Whatever y'all call fun and stuff will lead you to the grave. Will lead you to the lake of fire. All this old worldly stuff that everybody call themselves enjoying will lead you to the lake of fire and brimstone. No parts of it. Yeah. I made a video last night. I'm gonna air that one today. I made one on YouTube. I'm gonna air that today. It's a very touching story. Very touching. About Eleazar and his family. Eleazar and his sons, man. He taught his sons well, you know what I'm saying? They was loyal to the Most High God, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing breaking them down, you know what I'm saying? It's like God was protecting them. It's like God didn't let them feel none of the pain that man was putting on them, tearing their body up and stuff, set them on fire and everything. They were still alive, pulled the skin off them. They didn't holler, scream, nothing. Just kept giving homage to the Most High God. Kept their eyes on the sky, no crying, nothing. Nothing. Wow. Who is ordained over the affairs and is next unto us, shall all with their wives and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies, without all mercy and pity. And that's what was going on in the story of Eleazar and his sons and his wife. You'll be surprised to know also that it was Moses, I believe, and his wife. It was no, it wasn't Moses. It wasn't Moses. It was Abram. Before his name got changed, it was Abram and Sarai. It was Abram and Sarai, and this is before the captivity took place in Egypt. This is before they were captives in Egypt. Yeah, this is before that. It was a story before that. How they went there, man. And Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying? This is before the captivity took place in Egypt. They went there, and Pharaoh and Abram's wife was beautiful. so so he played a trick on. I'll say he played a trick on Pharaoh and Pharaoh's lynchmen. Not that did steer away from this story, but this one is awful interesting. And he actually lied to him. He actually, when they arrived, they was passing through Egypt, right? And when they arrived there, and Egypt was gated, you feel me? And they wouldn't let them in. And these guards was there, you know what I'm saying? And told them they had to give 10% of whatever they got. They got to pay tithe. They had to pay tithe to get access to the city. You feel me? So they had some type of case or whatever that he put his wife in. He was carrying a case like a coffin or whatever it was, right? And so they said they wanted 10% of whatever is in that thing. And he kept saying he ain't opening it up, he ain't opening it up, he ain't opening it up. So they opened it by force. And it was his wife in there. And they all agreed unanimously that they would say this beautiful woman was his sister. They do that for her. They took her. They took her. Pharaoh took her, man. Pharaoh took her, man. Took her, wanted to marry her and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Took her, kidnapped her, wanted to marry her, you know what I'm saying? And Abram was sad. His sons were sad. But to make a long story short is they all prayed. They kept praying, they kept praying, they kept praying. So God sent an angel down that was only visible to Sarah or Sarai before he changed their names. The angel was only visible to Sarai. So the angel was there protecting her. I mean, she could see him and everything. It's like, I guess it was like when I cut these cameras on, how we could see. But that angel was there. However, it was there, she could see him. Just like when I cut these cameras on around here, we could see. I would call them angels posted up at the window, at the door, just in looking like a cloud, brightness. So, but she seen this angel, right? And every time Pharaoh would try to kiss her or hug her or something, the angel would smite him or smack him down or knock him down or something. And he ain't see nothing. And he ain't noticed her hitting him. And he ain't know what was really going on. He just scared him to no end. It scared him to no end. So he kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it. Then she finally fessed it up and said that Pharaoh is her husband, not her brother. So he was Pharaoh, not Pharaoh wasn't her husband or her brother, but Abram. My bad. I'm talking about Pharaoh, talking about Abram, talking about Abram's wife, Sarah. Before her name was changed, it was Sarai. So yeah, man. Yeah, so the angel took care of them. He smited all of them. He smited all of them, man. I mean, he ain't kill them, but he chastised all of them. He chastised his workers and everything, the guard that was at the gate and everything. So Sarah And everyone got back together, and everybody was back in peace. And Pharaoh gave them gifts, parting gifts, because he was trying to make amends. He gave parting gifts of food, of gold, silver, animals and stuff. Yeah, he was trying to make amends, man. He was trying to get that being rebuked. He was trying to get the evil off him. Yeah. So when I read that, I'm like, what? So they passed through there. So and they wasn't even in captivity yet. They hadn't been in captivity yet. That was before they was in captivity. So I didn't read no more to go further to see when actually the captivity started. Because they wasn't in captivity there. They was freed for a little while. Yeah. But it's deep. And I was like, when I was reading that, I'm like, boy, I love to be able to see an angel or see him. Well, I seen one in my dream. Not the one that I said, that cloud that was up in the sky that was shaped like an angel and it swooped down and scooped me up. Then I woke up after I was ascending. I seen one in another dream. I was at a museum or something. There was one there. There was one there, like a man, just hovering over the floor. Wasn't standing exactly on the floor, just hovering like a foot off the floor, like a man. Couldn't nobody else see him but me. Yeah, I probably spoke to that. Yeah, I probably spoke to that in one of these witnessing sessions. All right, back to this now. They, that they who of old and now also are malicious, may in one day with violence go into the grave, and so ever hereafter cause our affairs to be well settled and without trouble. Then Mardochus thought upon all the works of the Lord, and made his prayer unto him, saying, O Lord, the King Almighty, for the whole world is in thy power, and if thou hast appointed to save Israel, there is no man that can gainsay thee. For thou hast made heaven and earth and all the wondrous things under the heaven. Thou art Lord of all things, and there is no man that can resist thee, which art the Lord. Thou knowest all things, and thou knowest, Lord, that it was neither in contempt nor pride, nor for any desire of glory, that I did not bow down to proud Ammon. For I could have been content with good will for the salvation of Israel, to kiss the soles of his feet. No, because the boss said only bow down to him. That's it, and that's all. But I did this, that I might not prefer the glory of man above the glory of God. Neither will I worship any but thee, O God, neither will I do it in pride. And now, O Lord God and King, spare thy people, for their eyes upon us to bring us to naught. Yea, they despise, or they desire to destroy the inheritance. They desire to destroy their inheritance. The inheritance that had been done from the beginning. You heard? You heard? He chose us to plant the seed in Mary. He chose the tribe of Judah, the 12 tribes of Judah. Well, actually, Mary's from the tribe of Judah, put it like that. The tribe of Judah. And down the road, see, it was a lot of tribes, but down the road, he just called it the 12 tribes of Judah. The 12 tribes of Judah, just one of the sons. The 12 tribes of Judah, one of the sons. And he just merged all 12 into one. All 12 into one. That's why it's called 12 tribes of Judah, because Judah was ace. That's all I can tell you. Judah was ace. 12 tribes of Judah. Despise not the portion which thou hast delivered out of Egypt for thine own self. Hear my prayer, and be merciful unto thine inheritance. Turn our sorrow into joy, that we may live, O Lord, and praise thy name. And destroy not the mouths of them that praise thee, O Lord. All Israel in like manner cried most earnestly unto the Lord, because their death was before their eyes. They could see death. They could see it coming. Queen Esther also being in fear of death, restored unto the Lord. See? If folk get scared, they came back. They came back home. They got scared and they came back. All of them did. We still ended up back in slavery. We in slavery right now. But I ain't mad at them. And laid away her glorious apparel, and put on the garments of anguish and mourning. And instead of precious ointments, she covered her head with ashes and dung. Dung is fecal matter from animals, like horse dung, elephant dung. Yeah, dung. Doo-doo. Boo-boo. She covered her head with, yeah. Now, I told y'all, I was telling y'all yesterday about rat poop. Y'all put anybody to wear mascara, that's rat poop. Research it. Just research it. Like, check with the company and stuff. They'd make it if you don't believe me. You don't believe me. Research it. I have. I don't wear it, so I really ain't got nothing to prove to you. All I can tell you is the boss said don't wear that stuff, and I shared those scriptures with you, and that's as far as I'm going. I shared the scriptures with you out the book, and he said don't be wearing it. You heard. You want to find out more about whether or not it's rat poop that you be putting over your eyes? Find out. Oh, I said rat poop. Bat poop. Bat. B-A-T. Bat poop. All right. And she prayed unto the Lord God of Israel, saying, O my Lord, thou only art our King. Help me, desolate woman, which have no helper but thee. For my danger is in mine hand. From my youth up I have heard in the tribe of family that thou, O Lord, tookest Israel from among all people, and our fathers from all their predecessors, for a perpetual inheritance, and thou hast performed whatsoever thou didst promise them. And now we have sinned before thee. Therefore hast thou given us unto the hands of our enemies, which we are right now. Yeah. My enemy owned this house that I'm sitting there right now. My enemy owned this house. Yeah. A Gentile. A Gentile that called himself a Jew. Boy, is he mistaken. Yeah, we actually get along pretty good, believe it or not. We don't argue, nothing, you know what I'm saying? I can't give him no more of this truth, although I think it was yesterday. I was like, man, it's about over. He's like, what? That's what he said. He's like, what? Well, I was like, nothing. He wouldn't understand. He wouldn't understand. I can't preach to him, you know what I'm saying? I tried it. I can't preach to this cat, you know what I'm saying? I can't preach to him. And then, you know what I'm saying, one time, you know what I'm saying? He was like, uh, you can't be, he said, you can't be preaching to the tenants. He said, you can't be preaching to the tenants. Talking about they can get me kicked off Section 8 or something like that. Whatever he said. Talking about I can't be preaching to the tenants. I'm like, man, I work for God. That's what I told him. Well, I can't be preaching to the tenants. And guess what? He got terminated from Section 8. Ooh, look how God worked. Look how God worked. But he didn't get terminated from Section 8 for me ministering to tenants. He got terminated for being inappropriate. And I'll leave it at that. It's the truth. Inappropriate. I kept telling him. Fix these houses up. You know what I'm saying? He gets somebody in there, and then he act like he ain't concerned. That's what he do to the rental properties. He get you in there, then he act like he ain't concerned about you. And I was even spending my own money fixing up some of these houses, or going out doing emergency repairs and stuff when he wouldn't answer the phone for them when they call or leave a text message. Yeah, but that's that. Wow. Here we go. And now we have sinned before thee. Therefore hast thou given us into the hands of our enemies. Because we worship their gods. And y'all still worshiping their gods. Include the one with the long brownish colored hair and the blue eyes. That one. I keep seeing him all over the place. I ain't hating nothing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And the people that's showing this dude, they supposed to be representing truth. That ain't truth. Not according to what I keep reading. That ain't even truth. I mean, it ain't even no clear image. That ain't even a real true image, you know what I'm saying? Because God said, you know what I'm saying? The Most High said, you know, I took y'all back to Genesis yesterday. He got together. You know what I'm saying? It was him, the Son, the Holy Spirit, you know, his wife, Mother, Holy Spirit, got together, said, let's make him in our image. And he did. He did that. He did that. He did that. And open the mouths of the heathen to set forth the praises of the idols and to magnify a fleshly king forever. Oh, I gotta read some more of that. They that will abolish the thing that thou with thy mouth has ordained. The one that will abolish the thing that thou with thy mouth has ordained. Abolish something that he ordained. Oh, they doing a lot of that. Same sex marriage and stuff. Talking about the man can't be in the house. They don't want people to get married, you know what I'm saying? And the ones that they want to get married is two of the same sex. Yeah, see? That's yeah. That they will abolish the thing that thou with the mouth has ordained and destroy thine inheritance. Yeah, they trying to destroy the inheritance, kill us, shoot us down, have us marrying each other and stuff like that, have us shacking up, have us in the church and not married and steady making babies and all the babies going to the lake of fire. Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 2. Book of Enoch chapter 10 and verse 9. Just to name a few witnesses. All right. And destroy thine inheritance, and stop the mouth of them that praise thee, and quench the glory of thy house, and of thine altar, and open the mouths of the heathen to set forth the praises of the idols, and to magnify a fleshly king forever. Magnify a fleshly king. Yeah, they doing that. They doing that. They got statues of them all around the globe. And he said, don't do that. But this Satan is the one in charge of this down here, you know what I'm saying? When he first made it, Adam and Eve was supposed to be the ones in charge. But Satan overruled them. So he became in charge. That's what it is. The story is told, not so. But a lot of people sell it. Apocrypha this price, you know what I'm saying? All these books that they took out of the Bible, you can buy them. Jubilees, you can buy. Apocrypha, you can buy. They sell them for hundreds of dollars, too. The gospel is to be told, not sold. You heard? I'm reading it for free right now. Yeah. You know God of all things. Anything he did is out there for us to access. You heard? We ain't got to go through Satan to get this knowledge. Wow. All right. And open the mouths of the heathen to set forth the praises of the idols, and to magnify flesh the king forever. O Lord, give not thy scepter unto them that be nothing, and let them not laugh at our fall for going into slavery, that fall, but turn their device upon themselves, and make him an example that have begun this against us. Remember, O Lord, make thyself known in time of our affliction, and give me boldness, O King of nations and Lord of all power. Give me eloquent speech. Yeah, I guess he got me speaking fairly well, the way I read this stuff. I'm so shocked. Well, I ain't shocked at God here. I'm so shocked at this fleshly vessel doing this and speaking it like, like I've spoken it before. Remember, O Lord, make thyself known in time of our affliction, and give me boldness, O King of nations and Lord of all power. Give me eloquent speech in my mouth before the lion. Turn his heart to hate him that fighteth against us, that there may be an end of him, and of all that are like-minded to him. Get him. I'm ready to go home. But deliver us with thine hand, and keep me that am desolate, and which have no other help but thee. Thou knowest all things, everything. O Lord, thou knowest that I hate the glory of the unrighteous. Yes, I do. And they getting they shine on, ain't they? New cars and stuff like that. No, I mean, I ain't envious of nothing. I'm just saying. The people, they call it blessings. I call it curses. Everybody just doing it real big. They call it blessings. I call it curses while they trying to stay here on this planet. I'm trying to leave. Getting enrolled in special schools and whatever. What's wrong with it? Well, if he come. Well, if he come. Didn't he say it was coming? Didn't we say it was coming? Didn't he say he's going to prepare a place for us and he's coming back to receive us? Didn't it say he was coming? Well, if he comes. Didn't he say he coming? 70 years? 70 years from the rebirth of Jerusalem? Didn't it say he was coming? 70 years. Well, you're in the 70th year. He also told you that Yom Kippur to Yom Kippur is actually a Jubilee year. Yom Kippur to Yom Kippur. Well, Yom Kippur is a holiday, you know what I'm saying? The month is the 7th month. 7th month, the 7th month is the Jubilee year. Not first month, the first month. The 7th month, the 7th month. It's the Jubilee year. So the Jubilee year is over in the 7th month. All you gotta do is some research. All you gotta do is some research. If you're awakened. If you're awakened, he'll lead you they'll lead you to this stuff, man. Like, well, you can find it here. You know what I'm saying? They put it in your mind, well, Google this. Well, Google that. See? I told you I was coming. It's right here. You know, you have to just go back to Genesis chapter 1 and find out, well, he gave us the moon, he gave us the sun, he gave us all the planets and stuff. Well, which planet is like the second hand? Oh, that's the star Spica. That's the star Spica. That's the one that's like the second hand. The star Spica is the one that's the second hand. You know, it rotates counterclockwise. Right? Then every year, you know what I'm saying? Every year, like in the last month of the year, is right up above the horizon, okay? Then it remains above the horizon. You know what I'm saying? When the moon up, when the sun up, you know, you still can look up there and see the planets and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then, on the last day of the year, when the moon turns off its light, because the moon is still up there too, but when the moon, you know, recedes, so to speak, and the light go off, that's when it's the first day of a year. And this took place on April 30th, 2018, because you know, although we wasn't in 2018 yet based on God's calendar, but in the Gregorian cycle, that's what you're more familiar with. April the 30th, May 1st. That was the first day of 2018. April 30th, May 1st. You know, April 30th, the night April 30th, May 1st. When the sun came up, that was the first day. When the sun came up. That was the first day of 2018. And you can add up all the rest. Every month got 30 days. You can research that too. You know what I'm saying? I've been spoon feeding y'all like babies, but now I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you like you're in high school now, because I've been spoon feeding you like you was in the kindergarten. But now I'm gonna talk to you like in high school and go research something. Go research something. Don't just believe what I say. Go research these things for yourself. All right. Thou knowest all things, O Lord. Thou knowest that I hate the glory of the unrighteous, and abhor the bed of the uncircumcised, and all of the heathen. Yeah, man. All males. Anybody that's circumcised get into the congregation. Males. All males. Any male that hasn't been circumcised won't enter the congregation if you ain't been circumcised by the 8th day. Man, this is deep. God put spirits on you, man, for all through your life. Because he said be circumcised by the 8th day. Once he made the covenant. It's in the book. And the mamas, or somebody was supposed to tell the people. And them doctors and stuff, man, they know this. But they want to charge for everything. They want to charge for everything, you know what I'm saying? But God, he didn't charge. Moses didn't charge when he had to go circumcise everybody. He ain't charged nobody. You know what I'm saying? He ain't charged nobody. You got to do that to get access to eternal life. If you don't go circumcise your 8-year-old boy, he won't enter the congregation, whether he was born righteously or unrighteously. You can believe that? And it ain't just in the Holy Bible, it's other places too. Book of Jasher. I should go read Book of Jasher, chapter 6. It's deep, the whole chapter. The whole chapter. Book of Jasher, chapter 6, the whole chapter. I'm going to go read that next. Chapter 6. I mean, man, the Godhead been really, these recent days and hours, he been really dumping a lot of information. Really been dumping a lot of information in this vessel here. I mean, a great deal. A great deal. Had me in all these books. Book of Jubilees, Esther, Jasher, Maccabees, Wisdom of Solomon, and making videos. I've been recording this stuff. Been having me all over the place, breaking truth. All over the place. And I made one last night, but like I say, I'm going to go to the Book of Jasher, chapter 6, after immediately following this 19th verse. All right. When I get to the 19th verse. Thou knowest my necessity, for I adore the sign of my high estate, which is upon mine head in the days wherein I show myself, and that I adore it as a menstruous rag, and that I wear it not when I am private by myself. Wow. Wear it not when you private by yourself? So this the Queen Esther that's doing this talking. Well, I'm speaking on her behalf because she ain't here. And that thine handmaid have not eaten at Ammon's table, and that I have not greatly esteemed the king's feasts, nor drunk the wine of the drink offerings. Neither had thine handmaid any joy, since the day that I was brought hither to this present, but in thee, O Lord God of Abraham. O thou mighty God above all, hear the voice of the forlorn, and deliver us out of the hands of the mischievous, and deliver me out of my fear. Okay, that's Esther, chapter 14. I'm going to go over to the book of Jasher, because I said I was going over there. We'll go over to the book of Jasher now. Book of Jasher, chapter 6. Let's see. Okay, book of Jasher, chapter 6, verse 1. At that time, after the death of Methuselah, the Lord said to Noah, "Go thou with thy household into the ark." So, like I said, 6 is a number for creation, right? So he handling his creation in number 6. This is where he handling his creation. This is where he doing away with most of his creation, except for 8 humans, just 8. Because nobody else. That's why I want to come read this. And that's what folks, some people be thinking this is what they gonna do too. And it is what they gonna do too when he appear upon that cloud. It is. They gonna be shouting out to him, but it's gonna be too late. Just like I'm telling y'all and telling y'all and telling y'all on behalf of the Godhead, the time is now. The time is now. Watch. At that time, after the death of Methuselah, the Lord said to Noah, "Go thou with thy household into the ark. Behold, I will gather to thee all the animals of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and they shall come and surround the ark." See, God do all language, man, animal language, everything. He communicates with everything. "And thou shalt go and seat thyself by the doors of the ark, and all the beasts, the animals, and the fowls shall assemble and place themselves before thee, and such of them as shall come in crowds before thee shalt thou take and deliver unto the hands of thy sons." Yeah, man, this is deep. I mean, this it's a lot going on in the book of Joshua. I mean, but it's deep because it's deep. It's deep. Some of Noah's sons was in sin or something like that. Some of them got, yep, it's deep. His sons was in sin, you know what I'm saying? And the deeper you get into it, you find out how the spirits was, you know what I'm saying? They landed up there on the top of that mountain and stuff like that. Man, the spirits just started, the evil spirits just started landing in them. The evil spirits just start landing in them and start separating them and stuff like that. It's deep. It's really deep. It's really deep. And yeah, man. Yeah, there's something about them spirits. God flooded out the earth and stuff like that. But them spirits, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the spirits didn't really die. The Nephilim, the bodies, the big giants and stuff like that died. But the spirit, just like our spirits don't die, the spirit don't die. So they were just waiting around for some more stuff that they could get into. And they got into Noah's sons. Yeah. That's what I say, all this stuff out here, man, for folks to learn. You know what I'm saying? People they ain't been sharing this information. I mean, it's out here, but ain't nobody been teaching it. Ain't nobody been teaching it. You know what I'm saying? Even Deuteronomy 23 and verse 2 and Enoch and other places, ain't nobody been teaching that. They just take, you don't need to have sex, you should wait till you get married. No, they shouldn't even be saying that. They shouldn't even be saying that, although that's true. No, you should say seek ye the kingdom first. You say seek ye the kingdom first. The most important thing is seek ye the kingdom. Let God send you a husband. Let God send you a wife. Seek ye the kingdom. Seek ye the kingdom. Because if you deep in the kingdom, man, if you deep in the kingdom, if you deep in faith, you ain't gonna have the spirit of lust on you. You ain't gonna really have to get married. Because you ain't have the spirit of lust on you. Especially if you ain't really had no real access to the spirit of lust. If you was a virgin in that. If you was a virgin still. Okay. And thou shalt go and seat thyself by the doors of the ark, and all the beasts, the animals, and the fowls shall assemble and place themselves before thee. And such as them as shall come and crouch before thee shalt thou take and deliver unto the hands of thy sons, who shall bring them to the ark, and all that will stand. And this thing keep getting dark. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see. Oh, see, it went down there. This computer be doing what it wants to. Let's see. To the ark. And Noah brought into the ark from all living creatures that were upon earth, so that there was none left but which Noah brought into the ark. 2 and 2 came to Noah in the ark, but from the clean animals, the clean fowls, he brought 7 couples, and as God had commanded him. And all the animals and beasts and fowls were still alive, and they surrounded the ark at every place. And the rain had not descended till 7 days later. Everything is about numbers. I said 7 days later, 7 days later, or 7 days after. And on that day, the 7th day, and on that day the Lord caused the whole earth to shake. So it was an earthquake. But the one that's coming, the great earthquake that's coming, ain't nothing like this one. Because he said the word that's coming ain't never been felt before. The one that's coming ain't never been felt before. And I don't want to be here when it comes. I want to be up there. I want to be up there looking down. I want to be down here. Wow. And on that day, the Lord caused the whole earth to shake, and the sun darkened, and the foundations of the world raged, and the whole earth was moved violently. Woo! What? And it's about to be worse this time, as in the days of Noah. Maybe that's why I'm led here. And the lightning flashed, and the thunder roared, and all the fountains of the earth were broken up. All the fountains of the earth were broken up. All the fountains, like anything with water would gush out of. Fountains were broken. Wells, everything. Because it's water down underground, man. There's water tables down there. Yeah, that's why they dig wells and stuff. We had when we stayed on the shoreline. Yeah, we had wells. We didn't have city water. We had wells. It was one out in the backyard, hand pump. And there was one in the house that my mother had a motorized pump on. Yep, motorized pump. But then in the 70s, she got city water. I liked it the other way. Whatever. She was making some pretty good money, though. And all the fountains of the deep were broken up, and the windows of the heaven were open, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Yeah, the house we lived in. See, I grew up in the 60s. In that house, in the 50s and stuff, their bathroom was outside in the backyard. They had an outhouse. Yeah. I wasn't born to the 60s, but in the 60s, it was still standing. They had a downwind past the grapevines. We had all fruit in our yard, man. Apples, peaches, pears, plums. We had it all in our yard. And it was a strawberry bush there too, out back beside where the well was at. We used to get beehives all the time. Wow. Okay. And the foundation of the world raged, and the whole earth was moved violently, and the lightning flashed, and the thunder roared, and all the fountains in the earth were broken up, such as was not known to the inhabitants before. And that's what's going to happen again. such as not known to the inhabitants before. We don't know what happened before, except for what we read. Because ain't nobody down here thousands of years old when this happened the first time. But they said what's going to happen, it ain't never been felt before. So they didn't feel it a couple thousand years ago. It wasn't as great a couple thousand years ago. It wasn't as great as what's coming. And still the sons of men would not return from their evil ways, and they increased the anger of the Lord at that time, and did not even direct their heart to all this. See? Noah's sons. That was Noah's sons. They was the only ones. Noah's sons was the only ones. But them evil spirits was jumping on them, man. And the rain was still descending upon the earth, and it descended 40 days and 40 nights. See, this gonna have some factor right now. 40 days and 40 nights. It's gonna have some factor right now. The 40 days and 40 nights. This great tribulation thing. Something gonna happen within this great tribulation that's gonna last 40 days and 40 nights. And I believe a peace treaty is gonna be presented after the 40 days and 40 nights. So this gonna have, it got some parallels with Noah, as in the days of Noah. It got some parallels. Oh, and by the way, there's dinosaurs out here still. Yeah, they back. I showed a video yesterday. They back. Dinosaur babies, and then one that was about tall as a man. Yeah. Real stuff. I don't know if they creating the stuff, but he said everything that was going on then is going to be going on now. Before he come back. So the dinosaurs out there. And Russia declared war on Israel. They said if Israel's jets fly out of their airspace, they're going to get shot down. It's on the problem, man. They shoot if Russia shoot one of Israel's planes down, and then the U.S. supposed to be going to go over there and bag them up too, it's on and popping. It's on and popping, man. We almost up out of here, man. We almost up out of here. It's on and popping. On and popping. Yeah, and I mean that literally. On and popping. There's going to be a lot of stuff popping. The earth, bullets, missiles, on and popping. Yeah. Popping. Body's going to be bursting open. Yeah, on and popping. I mean it literally, just like that. Wow. And the sons of men approached in order to break into the ark. All right, yeah. This is going to happen too. When the door is shut. Watch this. And the sons of men approached in order to break into the ark to come in on account of the rain, for they could not bear the rain upon them. See? We steady inviting y'all to the ark right now. But I guess the boss ain't, he got a roadblock on you. He got a roadblock on you, you don't understand. But the ones that can understand, it's the ones that can understand. It's the ones that can understand and just won't come in the ark right now, but want to wait. Listen to this story. I'm going to jump back up here. I ain't gonna get that verse to y'all yet. I'm going to get back up here. Because every time the screen go black, the verses get moved around. Verse 15. And Noah and his household and all the living creatures that were with him came into the ark on account of the waters of the flood, and the Lord shut him in. Okay? Now, But now you come and tell me this on account of the troubles of your souls. Now also the Lord will not listen to you, neither will he give ear to you on this day, the dark and gloomy day. You're supposed to be scared right now. All that's going around in the world, all that's happening. He's showing you all the signs. Matthew 24 and verse 7. He's showing it all to you. The signs before he come and part the sky. He's showing it all to you right now. But now you come and tell me this on account of troubles of your soul. Now also the Lord will not listen to you, neither will he give ear to you on this day, the day that I'm speaking about, so that you will not now succeed in your wishes. But I'm gonna shout at him when he get up on the cloud, man. I want to see him. I'm gonna call out to him then. Shoot, what you talking about? But for right now, I'm gonna get my sin in. Because my preacher said he covered my sins. My preacher said, once saved, always said, your preacher lied to you. And your preacher going to the Lord, to the lake of fire. And your blood is on your preacher's hands, and everybody else's blood is on his hands. Anybody that follows him with that lie. Wow. 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 And the sons of men approached in order to break into the ark, to come in on account of the rain. For they could not bear the rain upon them. They couldn't take it. See, because it ain't even rained. It hadn't rained before. It hadn't even rained, even know what rain was, really. It hadn't even rained. They didn't even believe it, you know what I'm saying? Dude was preaching to them for 120 years, you know what I'm saying? 120 years. Why you building this big old boat, man? It don't even rain. What you talking about? What you talking about? Rain, what's that? Got this big old boat right here. What you talking about? How you gonna get that thing to some water, you know what I'm saying? The water came. The water came and it just floated away. And the Lord sent all the beasts and animals that stood around the ark. And the beasts overpowered them and drove them from the place. And every man went his way, and they again scattered themselves upon the face of the earth. So the animals, you know what I'm saying? See, God controlled everything, man. Lions, everything. Ones that he directed them there, you know what I'm saying? Then he told them to fend off all the rest of the sinners. All the rest of them that rejected God. Get on out of here. You ain't getting in this ark. Get away from here. Get away from here. This is what you wanted. You getting what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? You've been warned. You've been warned. You was being warned for 120 years. You didn't want to hear it. Thought the man was crazy. Building this ark. It don't even rain. You build an ark? Man, he been building that thing all my life. You know what I'm saying? 58, I'm just saying, just hypothetically speaking, if I was back then that time, I'm 58. I'm 58, and I know, wow, this man been building that thing all my life. I can remember him building it when I was a little kid. Now I'm 50-something years old, and he's still building it, and he's still saying, this guy coming. He's still saying it's going to be this great flood. Look, I'm old and everything, and they ain't flooded yet. You know what I'm saying? That's how some of them were. That's how some of them were back then. They didn't want to believe nothing. Just 8 people out of everybody that was on the planet, just 8. Just 8 out of all humans, just 8 people. Just 8. That's deep, man. That's deep. Out of all human beings, just 8 people. That's deep. Satan was doing big things. Satan was doing big things. Had everybody confused like that, boy. Satan was doing big things. And Satan's still doing big things. He got a lot of folk out here confused. He had me plant 4 seeds. You know what I'm saying? They can't make it to the congregation. I ain't know. They can make it to his congregation. They just can't make it to Jesus. They can go to the synagogue of Satan. Wow. Ooh, boy. Freedom of choice. Freedom of choice is deadly. Everlasting deadly. Everlasting deadly. And the rain was still descending upon the earth, and it descended 40 days and 40 nights, and the waters prevailed greatly upon the earth, and all flesh, I repeat, and all flesh that was upon the earth, or in the waters died, all flesh, so all the fish died too. So the spirits were just hovering then. The spirits were just hovering. He said, it say here that all the flesh died, even flesh in the water. Whether men, animals, beasts, creeping things, or birds, but he don't mention fish. It don't mention fish though. I don't know why. It don't say fish. It don't say fish. It didn't say fish. Let me go back up here. Okay. It said, well, men, animals, beasts, creeping things, and birds of the air, and there only remained Noah and those that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed, and they greatly increased upon the earth, and they lifted up the ark, and it was raised from the earth. And the ark floated upon the face of the waters, and it was tossed upon the water, so that all the living creatures within were turned about like pottage in a cauldron. And great anxiety seized all the living creatures that were in the ark. And the ark was like to be broken. And all the living creatures that were in the ark were terrified. God knows all, man. The lions, everything was scared. Everything was scared. You say all creatures were scared. And the lions roared, and the oxen lowed, and the wolves howled, and every living creature in the ark spoke and lamented in its own language, so that their voices reached to a great distance. And Noah and his sons cried and wept in their troubles. They were greatly afraid, and they had reached the gates of death. Wow. So he was chasing them. He saved them, but he was chasing them. He was chasing them. He was scared all the way. That could have been me. I probably would have been shook up, scared too. Who knows? And Noah prayed unto the Lord and cried unto him on account of this. And he said, O Lord, help us, for we have no strength to bear this evil that has encompassed us. For the waves of the waters have surrounded us. Mischievous torrents have terrified us. The snares of death have come before us. Answer us, O Lord, answer us. Light up thy continuance toward us, and be gracious to us. Redeem us and deliver us. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Noah. And the Lord remembered him and a wind passed over the earth, and the waters were still, and the ark rested. At the 40th day, it took him 40 days to get it in. It took him 40 days. It took him 40 days, huh? Oh, that's when God finally answered him on the 40th day. 4, because 4 is the number for door. 4 is the number for door. And a wind passed over the earth, and the waters were still, and the ark rested. Now, in the Apocrypha, it tell you where the ark rested at and everything. A lot of this stuff I don't make a video on. A lot of things that I read. Just some of this stuff. A lot of things that I read is for my own knowledge. Keep me waking, keep me alert. And the fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters decreased in those days, and the ark rested upon the mountains of Arafat. Oh, okay, telling you in here what rested at too. Arafat. Not Arafat, but Arat. A-R-A-R-A-T. Arat. Arat. Ararat. And Noah then opened the windows of the ark. And Noah still called out to the Lord at the time. And he said, O Lord, who didst form the earth and the heavens and all that are therein, bring forth our souls from this confinement and from the prison wherein thou hast placed us, for I am much wearied with sighing. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Noah, and said to him, When thou shalt have completed a full year, thou shalt then go forth. So once a year is up, huh? And at the revolution of the year, when a full year was completed to Noah's dwelling in the ark, the waters were dried from off the earth. And Noah put off the covering of the ark. Wow. He was in there for a whole year, huh? At that time, on the 27th day of the second month, 27th day. A year later, though, the earth was dry. But Noah and his sons and those that were with him did not go out from the ark until the Lord told them. And the day came that the Lord told them to go out, and they all went out from the ark. And they went and returned every one to his way and to his place. And Noah and his sons dwelled in the land that God had told them. And they served the Lord all their days. And the Lord blessed Noah and his sons, and they're going out from the ark. So, I was reading a story yesterday about some family that the boys went astray. So, let's see, if it wasn't Noah, let's see. I read so much, man. It was one of these. It was one of them. It was one of Adam's. Unless it was Adam's, not Adam's, but Abraham's. Might have been Abraham's boys. Could have been Abraham's boys, because I was reading a story about Abraham yesterday. And I spoke on that. Abraham and his wife Sarah, I spoke on that. But I don't think it was them, man. I think it was here, because I was reading. I didn't just read chapter 6. I read a lot of these chapters yesterday. It was here, because he was explaining why the flood came. He was explaining it. So maybe I got to read more than chapter 6, because it was here. It's here. It's here. It's here. Yeah, it's here. And he said to them, Be fruitful and fill all the earth, become strong and increase abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. Yeah, it's here. It's here. And these are the names of the sons of Noah: Japheth, Ham, Shem, and the children were born to them after the flood, for they had taken wives before the flood. Yeah, it was here I was reading. Well, I read a lot of things, but it was here. I don't know what chapter that actually was in, but it's here. It's here. As he was explaining why God destroyed the planet, and it was only 8 of them left, and he was giving them the gospel, and he was telling them, because he was on his deathbed, man. He was on his deathbed then, and he was telling them like it is. Yep, he was on his deathbed. Woo! Boy, Holy Spirit got me hot, man. Hot. All right, y'all. Lord willing, I'll be in touch. That read was from the book of Jasher.